G'day and welcome to this week's video. My name is Goudie and we're going to have a quick look at Facebook's first quarter results for 2018, and quite exceptional actually. So they were released recently and obviously the share price jumped significantly that night. Now that is in the face of the Cambridge Analytica scandal, where they mined data from up to about $80 million Facebook users, and because of that breach of trust, if you like, we can see that the share price here went down substantially during that time. But as always, earnings and profitability pushes valuations, and what we saw last night is a substantial jump of around just over 9% in one night's trade. Now the reason that share price was pushed so hard in just 1 day of trade, that is the financials. They released the first quarter earnings for 2018, and you can see here that total revenue went up by 49%, so nearly 50% revenue growth on what is the world's one of the world's biggest businesses. It's worth around $500 billion, and earnings per share growth 63%. So these sort of figures we should really be seeing within a small cap, a startup business, not something of this size. So quite exceptional results. So having a look at some of the highlights, and I've just taken this from the quarterly report. On a daily active users, there's nearly $1.5 billion that are using Facebook on a daily basis. So that has gone up by 30%. Monthly active users, 2.2 billion. So you can think about obviously the amount of eyes that are onto this platform, and as we've always said, when it comes to advertising and marketing, the money's going to follow where the eyes are looking. So clearly, from what we see here, people are looking at Facebook, and obviously the eyes are there, but what Facebook knows about us all, and this is the core business model, they know so much about us in terms of where we live, how old we are, what our interests are, male or female. They can be very pointed in the type of marketing that can be directed towards a certain individual. We can see here that they're nearly up to $44 billion worth of cash that they've got in the bank. They have no debt whatsoever. And talk about reinvesting. These guys obviously pay no dividends, and they keep obviously building cash and ploughing money back into the business. So we can see here that the headcount, the employees, is just under $28,000, and that's an increase of 48%. So they're hiring, they're getting more people in to reinvest back into the business. And when you reinvest back into the business and provide more security, better security around the content and the information of people, that's when trust will build. But also, reinvesting back in for the betterment of the business as a whole over time will pay dividends. So a quick summary, obviously outstanding growth, around 50% earnings growth, earnings per share at 63. These are unbelievable numbers. The balance sheet is strong, no debt, $44 billion cash. They've announced an additional $9 billion in a share buyback. So they've already announced $6 billion, so that's where they're going to go and purchase back shares in their own business. So they're using some of that very strong balance sheet, the cash that's sitting there. They're going to buy back a whole heap of shares. They get cancelled, so that means more profit will be shared between less shares. So that is a positive thing. Obviously they're reinvesting for growth. The headcount has gone up significantly, and a lot of people are there. So obviously advertising will follow the eyes. And even after the Cambridge Analytica scandal, the business model is intact. The data is there. They know so much about all their users, and the users are engaged. That people like to know what their family and friends are up to. So thank you for listening. Facebook, incredible business, and not that old, but kicking a huge amount of goals. Give us a thumbs up if you like, and subscribe to the channel. That'd be awesome, and we'll speak to you next week.